Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to just film a quick, well sort of quick, video for my neutral makeup. And here I'm just using some rosebud salve to kind of moisturize my lips while I do my makeup and let it kind of sit. And this is the Monistat Chafing Gel that I'm using as a face primer. It's really similar to the Smashbox primer. It's got the exact same ingredients and it's a lot cheaper. Just making sure it's all smoothed in. This is my favorite foundation, the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I'm in the shade Alabaster, which I believe is the very lightest shade. I like to use my fingers to apply just to kind of make sure that it's all blended in really well and there's no like brush strokes left on your face. I also think that the warmth of your fingers kind of helps to blend the product a little better as well. And I like to just use little drops at a time instead of placing all of the drops on your whole face at once. Next I'm going to take my Beauty Blender sponge, there we go. Take my sponge and kind of just blend everything, make sure everything is looking like it's supposed to and that it's all even. And my hair was really acting crazy that day, sorry. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Fair. This is actually my first tube of this, and I kind of like it. It blends really easily, and the color match is good. Here I'm just using a Sigma F86 brush to blend it in. And I'm going to follow that with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, and I'm using the shade Light. And this is a Sigma Kabuki brush. The more you blend this in or buff it in your skin, the better it's going to look. And this is my favorite new blush here. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Flush. It's a very pigmented blush. This is the Sigma Powder Slash Blush brush. And you just need the very tiniest little amount of this blush and it will show up really well. And this is the MAC Solar Reach Bronzing Powder and the Sigma Large Powder Brush. Just using that to sort of contour the cheekbones just a little bit. And if you're fair like me, you want to use a kind of light hand in applying this so that you don't end up looking orange or that your contour doesn't look like a stripe on your cheek. Just going to add a little bit more blush, kind of blend everything together. I'm going to just comb through my brows real quick, make sure that they're not standing straight up. Make them look a little nicer. And I'm going to start with the eyes using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. And I like to apply the product straight to my finger as opposed to from the stick. I just find personally for me that I get a much better application with the finger. and it's not as thick. And I'm just putting it under my brows. I use this to go under my highlight eyeshadow. I find that it kind of makes the shade pop a little better. This is a Sigma pencil brush, and I'm going to go to my Z palette, and I'm going to use the MAC Shroom eyeshadow as my highlight. If you're fair like me, it shows up really well. I also think that pretty much really any skin color, MAC Shroom would look really beautiful as a highlight shade. Going back in with my Milk pencil, I'm going to apply this to the rest of the lid. And by doing this, it's going to make whatever colors you put down after this, it's going to make them pop really pretty. Pop and stand out a little bit better. And it's also going to take away any redness that you have on your lids. And the MAC 227 brush, and I'm going to go back in my Z palette and pick up some of the MAC Shroom. And this is a good brush for putting down large amounts of color at once. I like to use this all over the lid. I find that it's a little bit faster using this brush. And I'm sorry guys, I don't know why I got up and cut this light off. The lighting was a little bit better. And this is the E25 Sigma brush, the blending brush. I'm going to go back in the palette and pick up some MAC Wedge eyeshadow and apply this to the crease. I have slightly hooded lids, so I have to kind of use the wedge to create my crease, to create that shadow there, to give the illusion of a crease. Just blending it in, making sure that there's no harsh lines. And this is MAC 224 brush. I'm going to use that to blend the wedge, make sure that everything is blended nicely. And layer on a little bit more of the MAC Wedge. Blend it again. Back with the MAC Shroom. I always seem to somehow knock off my lid color, so I put just a tad bit on, a tad bit more. And this is the Sleek Eye Divine palette in the shade Au Naturel. And I'm going to just take a Coastal Scents angled brush. This is similar to the MAC 266. And I'm going to go in with the black shade, the lower right hand corner. And this is going to be used as my eyeliner. I have kind of a hard time with liquid liner, so I find that this is a little bit easier, and it's a little bit softer black, and it's not as harsh as a liquid liner. And I'm applying it to the lower lids first, and stopping about 2/3 of the way in. And then next I'm going to apply this to the upper lid, and for some reason I know you're not supposed to pull your eye at all, but I always tend to pull it just a tad bit to kind of pull it taut and kind of make it a little bit easier to apply the shadow. And I always have fallout, so I always keep a makeup wipe nearby to kind of wipe away anything that falls down. And same on the other eye. Picking up a little bit of color at a time. And just kind of dabbing it on, rather than just sweeping it straight across. When you sweep it straight across, it's going to give you a little bit of fallout. So if you just kind of dab in short little strokes, you'll get less fallout that way. Just going back and making sure everything is even in the way I want it. And again, touching up with the wipe to pick up any fallout. And curl lashes. This is just a Revlon lash curler that I got at Walmart for pretty cheap. And I curl the upper lashes starting at the base and wiggling the curlers towards the tip. And this is my new favorite mascara, L'Oreal Voluminous Full Definition, and the shade is black. I'm going to use my MAC Solariste compact mirror so that I can see my lashes a little better up close. And more fallout. And when you're applying your mascara, you want to wiggle the brush starting at the base of the lash, and you're going to wiggle it very gently all the way through to the tip. And this way you ensure that the most color is deposited on as many lashes as possible. And here's the funny face for the lower lashes. To get them all without getting mascara on my skin, I have to make this goofy little face. So kind of like a fish face, I think. And I always apply a second coat to the top lashes to make them appear fuller. I'm trying to wiggle in and get those really short, tiny lashes on the inside of your eye. And I always, sorry I'm not in the frame guys, but I always seem to get mascara on the upper or lower lid, so I always have to go in with a wipe and kind of clean up any mistakes. And since I had to kind of wipe in the little crease area, any mistakes with the mascara, I'll kind of go back in and touch it back up. And apply a little of the MAC Shroom on the inner tear duct to kind of make the inner pocket pop. And I'm reaching for my lipstick. This is the MAC lipstick in the shade Blankety, which is really pretty neutral. And just going to leave it like it is, no gloss. And here's the final look, very neutral. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it.